Is an electric screwdriver missing from your build table? Hey, I'm Jason Cole with rcgroups.com, and we're taking a look here at the Sequre SQES 126 smart screwdriver. So we'll start out by saying that this is a quality product. It's well built, it's metal construction. It is very nice to feel in your hands. It's got some good weight to it. And I was excited to get this from Sequre because, I've got a lot of manual screwdrivers, and sometimes with long screws or mini screws for building drones, that kind of gets tiresome, and it would be nice to have an electric screwdriver. And I did used to have a Black & Decker giant electric screwdriver kind of for home projects, and it's just not suitable for hobby and drone use. So this is small and compact and nice, and so I was really excited about this. It does have an LED screen here you can turn on, and it's nice and bright. You can kind of see it has an icon there, and when it's functioning, it kind of has a nice little animation there that tells you which way that you're driving, either loosening or tightening screws. There's some more in there we'll talk about here in a second. But let's show you kind of what it comes with. You get the screwdriver itself. It is a USB-C for charging, and you get the battery level icon there on the screen. There are two buttons here, and initially I thought that the buttons would be, clockwise or anti-clockwise to change directions, but that's not the case. They both kind of do the same thing, but one will operate the bit, and the other one turns on the light while it's in operation. So if you want to have some light to see a little bit better what you're screwing in, you've got that option to use the light or not use the light. You do also get this nice little magnetic case that has a rather quite nice manual driver. I really like this manual driver here. But you also get a decent selection of bits. There's a lot of Phillips and flatheads and star nut stuff, but there's only two hex bits. I think it's a 1.5 and a 2 millimeter. I would have liked to have seen a larger variety of these, like 3 and 4 millimeter, 3.5. Just some bits that I use a little bit more than others, but there's only two in here, which I thought was surprising, and then a lot of other bits that I'll probably never use. It is just straight 4 millimeter hex bits, so I've got tools I've picked up from like a Home Depot or a Harbor Freight or something I've got a lot of 4 millimeter hexagon bits that I can use with this, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I wanted to talk about is you do get this manual, which is not great actually. It gets the job done, and it's really confusing at first, and then kind of once you play with it, you can figure out how it all works. It does have this operation method. You get this angle sensing mode. So basically, to change modes, you turn it on and you press 3 times, and then you can scroll down and select through. Angle sensing just changes kind of the speed of the bit as you turn it, which I don't really find very useful. And then it's got P, which I don't really know what it means, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it says basically just the torque gradually decreases. So I'm assuming that as I go down to 4, it's less torque, and as I'm in P, maybe that's max. And so that's kind of the one I tend to use and stay with. I can't really tell much of a difference between a P or a 1 and a 4 on torque, so I just kind of leave it in the highest and just call it good. The other thing here is this working state in the manual, where it kind of tells you how to change directions, and I was like, how does this work at first? And then I figured it out. So basically, when you're screwing in something, you kind of pretend like it's a manual driver at first. You kind of can rotate it, and then it'll spin that direction. And if you rotate it the other direction, it'll go in that. So you can adjust direction by how you rotate it. So I can kind of show you that here. We could stick it in. So if I go this way, it'll loosen, and go this way and it'll tighten. So it's pretty easy. You can change those directions on the fly. Now, I think I would prefer to use the buttons instead, so I kind of wish that both buttons both turned the light on, and then one was clockwise and one was anti-clockwise. Just kind of be like a tactile thing. If I want to tighten it up, I know I hit this button instead of having to do the thing. It's kind of, you get used to it, but it is easy to kind of accidentally rotate it the wrong direction and go the opposite way that you really intended to go. But it works, and just kind of something to get used to. And overall, I think this thing works pretty well. I love the USB-C charging. You can also do firmware updates if you needed. Later, maybe they add features or change how these buttons operate or something. But overall, I think it works really well. I'm not sure what the max torque is on this. It doesn't really give any idea in the manual. I can manually tighten this bolt up to where I would normally have it, and then it is too much. So even on the P here, which should be the max torque, it won't activate. So I have to kind of manually loosen it, and then I can use the screwdriver in the electronic version to do that. So it would be handy to go through with a bunch of bolts on a drone or an airplane and be able to use this to kind of tighten everything up to a point, and then I think I would go back in and use this or the manual driver and do a final hand tighten on all those bolts to make sure I get them kind of torqued to the spec that I like and the feel. But for just over $100 for this thing, it is a little bit pricey, but if you are one of those guys that have a lot of projects, you're building many drones a month, you know, you're really working with long screws or drones that have a lot of screws, you know, especially motor screws for each of these things. This could really help you and save a lot of time and energy, and just, you know, it's just something neat to have. So put it on your Christmas list if you want, but it is something that is going to be valuable on your bench. I'm kind of glad to have this, and I know it's going to come in handy and will continue to do so. And I like that it's contained, feels great in your hands, very good quality product, charges great. So anyway, that's it. That's the ES126 Smart Screwdriver from Sequre. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate that. It helps the channel out a ton. And you can also go visit the link in the description. I'll have my full review with more photos and written information about this on rcgroups.com. So we'd love to see you guys over there. And that's all for now. So hope you guys have a good one. We'll catch you guys on the next video.